Welcome to virtual Japan as we are here today for round number 6.
Oh, Pearson gets into the 95 of Folks. Here comes the caution.
Flag is dropped here at Daytona and away we go for the first time. Nicholas Morcel, Sean.
Looks like most get through unscathed. Look at that, there's Reed Gibson. A big move at the inside line of Dom's, possibly a little bit of contact.
Up now as we've got 3-wide action going through turns 1 and 2.
And they're underway. Eric Hahn takes a nice jump. Wilson hasn't let him go very far.
Go out here for Circuit Spa Francorchamps. Alex Johnson's off to a brilliant start there.
See just how oddly shaped this one is. We saw in the background Eric Hahn go for a bit of a swing, and he's gone and he's over.
Smooth stuff. Cody Graham's the one-on-one up into second place. Alex Johnson 6/10 lead at the moment.
They're dicey up front. There's Andrew Kessel, just insane.
They are ready to go. The lights are out and away we go for the very first time here at Okayama International Circuit. Finley Fitzsimmons.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to the Rescreened LLC Late Model Series here at the Spark Racing League. We're at the virtual Five Flags Speedway to kick off this season, and I can tell you I am excited to watch some late model drivers back in action. As always, I'm your host, James Eastbury, the Action 1080p, 60 frames a second. On behalf of Team Goon Squad Broadcasting, it is good to be back here tonight. And we've got a very busy track, a very busy field. We're only taking 24 drivers to the main event, but we have got 29 who have registered. So right now, looks like Dave Grajewski in that number 6 machine is on the bubble. He's currently qualified 24th. Kenny Troughton and Hunter Harriet have yet to go out on track. Hunter takes a tow back to pit road, the number 18 machine. I'm not seeing Kenny Troughton out on track yet. As you can see, Hunter trying to get a little bit of heat in the tires. Now, it's only about a 16-17 second lap time, as right now Justin Brooks sitting on pole with a 16.43, 300ths of a second faster than RJ Williams. Let's see what Hunter can do here. The number 18 machine, Grajewski's got to be sweating in that final transfer spot. Harriet is looking for a 16.78 or better to make the main event here tonight. Looks like Kenny Troughton's also going to go out on track. Hunter Harriet, a 16.95, his first time lap. Again, he's looking for a 16.78 or better out of the number 18 machine. And he's going to do it in commanding fashion, qualifying second. That bumps Grajewski out of the show. Now Clifton Simmons on the bubble in that 38 machine. Is Kenny Troughton? Yes, Troughton is going to edge out Simmons here. And that is going to set the field on Troughton's opening lap. Now, not all is lost for those 5 drivers going home. They're still eligible for the nightly prizes here at the Rescreened Late Model Series, and they're also eligible for the Fans' Choice Award, linked in the description as well in the YouTube chat. Vote for your favorite driver of the night, and at the end of the season, those drivers with the most votes will be taking home some sweet prizes. We've got Nathan Gentry joined us in the spectator area. Always good seeing Nate supporting the drivers. And it looks like we are going to have a surprise heat race. So originally, it wasn't scheduled to have a heat race at all. I think it was going to be 24 drivers take the stage. But it looks like the admins might have had a little bit of a mix-up on that one. And we're waiting to see if this race is actually going to happen. You've got Sloan White and Gillens in the consolidation race here. Not sure if Simmons, Grajewski, and Bergeron are going to take the field. But hey, we came here to race. Let's let them race. Rack them up and put them out there. And get these 5 drivers a little bit of TV time for the effort. Looks like Clifton Simmons briefly shown on the line. We've got Libby Marissa here cheering on Longmire. Longmire moves straight into the feature event, so he's not going to be in this consolidation race. Thomas Bergeron is going to take the stage of the number 86 machine. Looks like I don't think Simmons and Grajewski are going to go out on track here. I hope they do. So it is going to be a 3-car B main here at Five Flags Speedway. It's going to be Sloan White, Bergeron, and Gillens fighting for bragging rights. Sloan White's going to be in the top spot, the number 29 machine. He's going to be our lone Canadian out on track here. At least for the B main we're about to run. Now with the session, whoa, can't even speak here. Session settings, say that 10 times fast in front of an audience. I'm not entirely sure. The idea here with tonight was going to be 24 drivers straight to the main. But with this LCQ, I don't know. Maybe some of these drivers have a chance still to get into the show. We're going to wait for that iRacing safety truck to come down pit road. And we are green flag racing for our B main here. Bergeron, the number 86 machine, diving up the inside line. Looks like it's going to be a one-lap shootout here. So Sloan White has no time to slow down if he wants a chance at picking up a little bit of bragging rights. Bergeron leads the field down through turns 3 and 4. Here comes Sloan White, a big run. The number 29 machine looks to the inside, but it's going to be Bergeron. Picks up the win in the 86. No, still showing the final lap, so we're not done yet. Sloan White at the inside line through 3 and 4. He's got 2-3 car lengths, so Sloan White I think is going to pick up the win here tonight. We're not quite sure what's going on with the session settings. We've got some shenanigans afoot here tonight. But Sloan White shows picking up the win for that one in the B main. And it looks like here we go straight to our feature event here tonight. And I'm trying to see, at this point, who all made the main event. We're not quite sure what's going on with the session settings. Looks like it's going to be a surprise for everybody. Let's run through the starting order here tonight. On pole, Justin Brooks in the 33 machine. Hunter Harriet starting second. RJ Williams starts third. We've got Sean Moonpie Johnson starting fourth. Scotty Phillips starting fifth. Patrick Oberstadt starting sixth. Jeff Stiles starting seventh. Evan Pienta starting eighth. David Hill starts ninth. Aiden Neese starting 10th. Steven Oberstadt starting 11th. Jeremy Brialt starting 12th. Let's cycle it on back to Mr. Kenny Trouton starting 13th. Lucas Longmire starting 14th. Ryan Phillips starts 15th. Dylan Potts starting 16th. Robert Brope starting 17th. Hunter Cole starts 18th. Devin Jack, the number 49, starting 19th. Caleb Hill starting 20th. James Barker starts 21st. Robert Liedl starting 22nd. Vincent Airtime Weaver starts 23rd. Bob Belshaw starts 24th. And that is going to round out the grid here tonight. Starting to see some fans voting for their favorite driver in the Fans' Choice Award. And we get ready for the first main event of the night. 100 laps on the board here at Five Flags. The sun has set. Now, we've got a lot of new drivers out here tonight, so I'm curious to see how this one's going to mix up here tonight. A lot of unknowns with a bunch of fresh faces. Some drivers know who they can push hard with, and then some drivers seeing each other for the very first time. Brooks in that 33 machine has historically been a dominant driver here at the Rescreened LLC Late Model Regional Tour. Gonna be interesting to see if somebody like Hunter Harriet can put the pressure on that 33. Maybe RJ Williams, maybe Sean Johnson, but we are green flag racing the first start of the season. There's Justin Brooks, the black, green, and blue number 33 machine ripping the inside line. Hunter Harriet going up high, trying to get some corner speed. I see RJ Williams trying to get slotted on the inside. He's next to the RC Cola back 32 machine of Mr. Sean Johnson. Behind Johnson, you've got Scotty Phillips. He's rounding out the top 5. We're going to back that camera angle out just a little bit and show you just how busy the field is here tonight. Evan Pienza, the number 55 machine. He's down 2 spots, but still holding on to a top 10 with Steven Oberstadt, Kenny Trouton right in tow as well as they run 11th and 12th. Justin Brooks up front getting the heat turned up. A 16.45 for your race leader. Last season's champion. A humble driver still running his trademark 33 instead of the number 1 plate so far. 24 drivers made their way out here tonight. And looking for some good showing here at the Rescreened LLC Late Model Tour. Looks like Hunter Harriet, the number 18 machine, keeping the pressure on Brooks here. They've built up about a 3/10 gap over RJ Williams sitting in 3rd. Now let us know for the fans out there who you're cheering on, as we have got a battle for the lead only 6 laps in. Harriet pressing the issue on the inside line, making Brooks run a little bit wider line. As we are side by side into turns 3 and 4, Harriet briefly had a nose over Brooks, but Brooks will be able to carry a little bit more corner speed, using up a little bit less tires. They're still side by side. Harriet takes over the lead from Brooks. This could be the first laps led of the season for that number 18 machine. Brooks, though, going to answer back in the inside line. That may allow RJ Williams to start closing the gap. As Harriet gets the credit for the lap led, Brooks passes him right back. It's a game of cat and mouse here at Five Flags. We're only 8 laps into this feature event, wheel to wheel for our race leaders. Now this is the type of racing we were hoping for. Rubbing on those doors a little bit there of Harriet and Brooks. No space between those 2 drivers. You're on board now with RJ Williams sitting in 3rd, the number 21 machine. You can see 2 things here. A, how dark it is in the cockpit of these late models, as well as how tight the action is up front. Brooks and Harriet still going at it, and that is allowing Williams, Johnson, Phillips running out the top 5 an opportunity to close in on these race leaders. Oh, there's a little bit of contact there between Marion and Brooks. Brooks all out of shape, able to hold on to it, and it is very early in the night as the 2 teammates and longtime friends are here to put on a show as we're 2 wide and 2 rows deep here. The battle for the lead, it's Brooks, Harriet on the front row, Williams and Johnson running that 2nd row. They're about 3/10 off the back of that 33 and 18 machine running up front. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, if this is how the season is going to go, I am going to be quite the happy broadcaster as we are ripping up here. Now, the lap times really haven't slowed down too much as Harriet takes back over the race lead. Brooks is going to cut down low. I can also see Sean Johnson leaning on the side of RJ Williams' 21 machine. Harriet takes back over the race lead, gaining about a 1/4 of a second break over Justin Brooks. Now, if we go back, there's still battles all across the track. You've got Patrick Oberstadt, Jeff Sykes battling for 6th. You've got Robert Probst, Aiden Neese. They're battling for 12th out on the track. And things are starting to tighten up a little bit there in the top 5. With Hunter Harriet, Justin Brooks battling so intently. That has slowed the pace down a little bit, allowed the rest of the drivers up into the mix. Patrick Oberstadt making the move against Jeff Stiles, trying to hold on to that 6th place position. Oberstadt run the inside line, the number 41. Sykes up high in the 85. Right behind them, that's David Hill, Evan Pienza, the 43 and the 55 machine. As it looks like our top 4 drivers have calmed down just a little bit here, opting to run single file for at least a moment. Hill and Sykes still side by side. Overstock trying to break away in that 41 machine. Wants to leave the shenanigans behind him. Sykes and Hill, though, no plans of backing off the throttle. And they've got to be mindful. Evan Pienza, that number 55 machine, is going to be hungry to make a move, as well as Kenny Trouton and the number 25 machine, looking for any opportunity he can get. Looks like Jeff Styles is going to pull away a little bit here from Hill, as something has happened. I can't tell if that was Pienza or Hill, a little bit of contact. And Kenny Trout still hunting into that number 25 machine for any opening he can find. This could very well be some of the best late model racing I have seen in quite a while. The field absolutely stacked with talent out here tonight. Pienza actually triggering the pit lane entry, as that was Kenny Trout and a little bit of a tail tap. And the number 25 machine against the outside wall. But if we go back up front, looks like Justin Brooks closing back within Hunter Harriet within a 1/10 of a second off the rear bumper of his teammate Harriet. Oh, and there must have been contact between the two. Around goes Harriet. Harriet is involved in an incident. The caution will come out, the first caution of the night, the first caution of the season. Well, let's see what happened there between Brooks and Harriet. Let's try and get a better angle of that one. I can't tell if Harriet started to lose the back end and Brooks just helped him out, or if that was two drivers trying to occupy the same position. Well, that's going to be tough to call. I don't know if Harriet came down there and then Brooks finished him off instead of trying to get run over from the field behind. So that's going to be our first caution of the night, and that's going to put RJ Williams up front. Justin Brooks showing in third. We'll see if that 33 machine drops down the standings. And that would signal an EOL, perhaps. So looking at it, it's going to be RJ Williams and Sean Johnson on the front row for this restart. Still showing Brooks in third, so he'll be accompanied by Scotty Phillips in the second row. Newcomer Patrick, oh no, Justin Brooks, I think is going to get an EOL on this one, so that's going to switch things up. It's still going to be Williams and Johnson on the front row. Phillips and newcomer Patrick Overstott the second row. Jeff Styles, Evan Pienza will make up the third row. Now, cautions tend to breed caution, so it's going to be interesting to see how things go after this restart. And here we go, back to green flag racing. RJ Williams excited to get some laps led here. I'm going to be very interested as well to see how... Oh, I see something else happening. James Barker dropping down the field, number 77. Oh, he's getting bullied around here. Hold on to it, get your breath back underneath you, and then start clicking off laps. Well done to Barker, able to hold on to it there in quite an exciting moment. But this has put a few fast drivers at the back. Hunter Harriet has moved back to 18th. Justin Brooks holding off in 20th, but that is a lot of drivers ahead of the prior two front runners. RJ Williams is going to enjoy the clean track ahead of him here. As there's Robert Brobst, the number 5 machine, trying to take the long way around against Jeremy Briault, the 74 machine. Briault running down low, Brobst up high. You can also see the number 27 of Ryan Phillips here in the mix. And as well as Lucas Longmire, who's getting some love from the fans earlier in that 88 machine. He's going to lose a spot to Caleb Hill, so Longmire now down one position from where he originally started. But still a long night ahead of these drivers, especially as the tire wear starts to become a factor. It's going to be more and more difficult for these drivers to make aggressive moves. Caleb Hill, though, he's still going. Shows him in the number 22 machine. His car says the 01, so running the wrong transponder here tonight. Oh, a little bit of a wiggle there from Hill. Fastest Canadian out on track, though, is going to be Devin Jack, who's also our hard charger. Let's pan over to Jack. He is up 10 positions, qualified 19th here tonight, and is currently tucked in behind another newcomer, Steven Oberstadt, the number 3 machine. Steven having a good run. He's up 3 spots from where he originally qualified, and this is not an easy series to just kind of hop into and figure things out, so well done to both of the Oberstadt family members showing up and putting on a great showing thus far. There's Hunter Harriet working his way through the field, edging out Robert Brobst. Harriet's still down 14 positions. It's going to be interesting to see if we can get some green flag racing. Can Harriet and Brooks, linked up nose to tail, get back up towards the front and salvage in the evening? We've got Julia J. She's cheering on Lucas Longmire's 88. There's Longmire right in the middle of this pack. You've got, Robert Brobst has a bit of a moment, the number 5 machine. That's going to allow Longmire and I think James Barker to make their way through. Still about 60 laps left to go in this main event. And RJ Williams continues to lead up front. 60 laps left to go. Sean Moonpie Johnson running in second. The RC Cola back 32 machine. Scotty Phillipson in third. Jeff Stiles, Kenny Trout rounding out the top 5. Trouton's got some pace here tonight. Good to see him back up in the top 5. You can tell he's been training hard in the offseason. There's Patrick Oberstadt, Evan Pienta side by side, the battle for 6. Pienta working the inside line against Oberstadt's 41. Oberstadt's going to fall in behind the 55 machine. And I've got to wonder, we're seeing lap times about a half second off their fastest laps of the race. Are drivers starting to maybe feel the effects of tire wear? Especially those that have been leaning on that front right, maybe a little bit too aggressively. There's David Hill, the number 43 machine, pulled up alongside Steven Oberstadt. Moving up into the 9th place position. Now David Hill is going to focus on the fastest Canadian on hard charger, Devin Jack in the 49 machine. And we've got another caution to punctuate the party. This time it's Robert Liedl. And the number 80 machine. He's tucked in behind Weaver here. Let's see what happens. Liedl just loses the back end. I saw some more drivers getting tied up in that. Well, that's rough. That's RJ Williams getting a little, hey, how's it going? And Liedl's got to be a frustrating spot to be in as he's parked in the middle of the track in the number 80 machine waiting for the field to clear. And that is going to be our second caution of the night. Johnson showing as the race leader. RJ Williams currently showing in 9th. I can't imagine that's right. I think he'll probably get a wave round back up towards the front. No, Williams is going to come down pit road here. So Williams going to hit his pit stall. Look at the front right. It's towed out a little bit there from that contact he had with Mr. Robert Liedl in the number 80 machine. So look who's up front. It's Sean Moonpie Johnson, the 32. He'll be accompanied by Scotty Phillips in the front row, Jeff Styles, Kenny Trout in your second row, Evan Pienta, Patrick Oberstadt will be your third row. So RJ Williams out of his pit stall in 26 seconds. He'll stay on the lead lap after getting some damages repaired here. But I can bet you that's going to be a driver who is hoping for another caution. So we get the field gridded up after our second caution of the night. Drivers will be displayed the green and white cross flags showing the halfway mark here tonight. Green flag is out and Johnson is on the throttle. I heard some carnage and oh my goodness. The big one is out here at a short track. We've got drivers up and over. They're still managing to crash. We've got drivers on drivers. Absolute carnage and calamity here at Five Flags. And my goodness, let's slow this one down. And it is going to be absolute violence here tonight. We're going to start focusing on Robert Probst. Somebody had a bad start. Where does this party start, I wonder? Oh, there it is. My goodness. So let's see who that might have been. What a great shot. So let's back this up a little bit. And let's slow it down. So we're going to be focusing on Mr. Jeff Sykes in the number 25 machine. Tonight started off strong. And then drivers opted to choose violence on the restart. So let's focus in on Sykes. Looked like he went maybe a little bit high there. I can't quite tell. Gets hooked by Kenny Trouton. And then this is where the party really starts. What a beautiful example of carnage and cinematography. As we've got drivers up over multiple flips. That was the 33 machine of Justin Brooks. There is the 43 upside down. Jeff Styles absolutely obliterated. There would be too long to call all the drivers involved. It is a parking lot at Five Flags. Looks currently like only 14 drivers out on track. My goodness, what a hit. A lot of drivers coming down pit road to get damage repaired. We think Justin Brooks, Kenny Trout, and Jeff Styles are for sure going to be back in the virtual hauler after that one. Currently showing 13 drivers on the lead lap, waiting to see who else gets out on track. Looking at this, I still showed 21 drivers out on track. Patrick Oberstadt, the 41 machine, back down pit road. So it looks like we're going to be back green flag racing as Sean Johnson out front. Now, I believe the rule is if we have a caution before a lap is completed following a restart, we break it down to single file. So now it's Johnson, Phillips, Pienta, your top three. Jack and Harriet. Oh, Harriet's made his way back into the top 5. But only 14 drivers on the lead lap. I think, unfortunately, both the Oberstadt family members are going to be down a lap here. So they're hoping for a caution, especially Steven Oberstadt, number 3 machine, as he will be in lucky dog contention. Sean Johnson has gotten about a 6/10 gap over the rest of the field. Oh, Patrick Oberstadt had an incident that's going to result in a tow back to pit road before the caution comes out. There's RJ Williams, Robert Brobst, Dylan Potts battling for the 6th place position. Brobst able to keep his nose clean. He is up 10 positions. Devin Jack, that 49, continues to impress. He is now up 15 spots from where he originally started. We're showing 20 drivers still out on track. Of the 24 who made the main event here, there's Ryan Phillips, number 27 machine, trying to track down Dylan Potts in the 2. Johnson continues to lead up front. He's hoping this thing keeps running clean and green. I saw some sparks flying off the number 2 machine. Not sure if he drug the wall. It looks like the front right's a little bit kind of cambered out there. And you can definitely tell that we have sacrificed some bodywork to the Five Flags Speedway here tonight. Potts catching up to the back of Robert Brobst's number 5 machine in the battle for 7th. Potts looking for an opening here, dives to the inside line through 1 and 2. Robert Brobst carrying a little bit more corner speed, though, and the number 5 machine will keep Phillips at bay, and that is allowing James Barker and Bob Belshaw, running 10th and 11th, a chance to close that gap just a little bit here, as that packing a little bit tighter each and every lap. But we're going to have another crash and another caution. It's Aiden Neese and the number 24 machine. Might have been a solo incident. Let's get a replay queued up here of what happened to Neese in the 24. Looked a little bit out of shape. Just loses the back end and around he goes. So that'll be our 4th caution of the night here at Five Flags. Sean Johnson continues to lead. Scotty Phillips in 2nd, Evan Pienta 3rd. Now Hunter Harriet opts to come back down pit road under caution to try and get that bodywork hammered back into shape. David Hill will also come down pit road. Now I'm curious, we thought Steven Oberstadt might have gotten the lucky dog in the wave around, and that is going to be the case for the newcomer piloting the number 3. So looks like Oberstadt, I think, is going to get back in the lead lap here. Now, I think, and I'll have to get some clarification on the rules, I think we're going to go back to double file restarts now with a little bit right at 30 laps left to go in this feature. So let's see, do we get them gridded up double file? Looks like we are for this one. And we are back to green flag racing here at Five Flags. Johnson leading the field, Evan Pienta in second, Scotty Phillips, RJ Williams looking for a little bit of redemption here as we charge down the brief backstretch. It's getting close to the tail end of this main event. And you've got a lot of drivers that are hungry for some redemption. 14 drivers on the lead lap. Still have 20 out on track here tonight. Now, it's a fairly long championship, so drivers are going to look for every points-paying opportunity they possibly can. As Devin Jack continues to impress, holding on to that plus 15 positions gain statistic. As Scotty Phillips, number 23 machine, trying to work the outside line against Jack, not having any much luck. But Johnson has pressure for the race lead. As Evan Pienta closing the gap behind. Pienta trying to get a nose in on the inside. And RJ Williams sitting in third, just clicked off the fastest lap of the race, 75 laps into this feature event. A 16.44, so that 21 machine of Williams absolutely ripping it here. Now, we know Williams has the pace to run up front, but it's going to be tough with Johnson and Pienta throwing jabs at each other. Less than 25 laps left to go here at Five Flags, the season opener of the Rescreened LLC Late Model Tour. Drivers have definitely stepped it up in the offseason. This is probably one of the most stacked late model fields we have seen in quite some time, and a very diverse field. We've got drivers with over 10,000 iRating on iRacing, to drivers with a minimum of 850 or so. So a lot of drivers coming out here, put on a great showing for the fans here tonight. As I heard a little bit of wall banging from somebody out on track, couldn't quite see where it was. There's going to be a caution right as Pienta was making a lunge for the lead. Showed David Hill in the 43 machine involved in it. Hill, one of those drivers that already had a substantial amount of damage, got a little bit loose there. Bumps into the side of the 88 and drills the inside wall at the start-finish line. That was Lucas Longmire. I think it was kind of an innocent bystander. And that'll be our fifth caution. And I think Johnson might be appreciative of that one. He was getting a lot of pressure from Evan Pienta. I'm very curious to see how this one's going to break down here tonight, as the laps are starting to dwindle at 5 flags. We've got 15 drivers on the lead lap. Looks to be still 20 remain out on the circuit. Johnson following along with our iRacing safety truck. We're going to get them gridded up double file. And we are green flag racing once more. 17 laps left to go. Let's make it 16 as Johnson leads the field into turn 1. RJ Williams, Evan Pienza side by side, the battle for second. Devin Jack, that 49 machine, looking for his first podium of the season. It is a lot of heavy hitters up here, and the laps go mighty quick when we get on these late model drivers ripping the banks here at 5 flags. This Johnson, Williams, Pienza, your top 3. Devin Jack, Scotty Phillips rounding out the top 5. And I'm seeing another crash reported. Looks like that's going to be Robert Brobst. Trying to see who else was tied up in that one. That's going to be Brobst, Nice, and I think Hill tied up in an incident. Oh my goodness, a huge hit for that number 24 machine. Luckily, everybody landed on their wheels on that one. I think that was Aiden Nice who's going to take a tow. Yes, it is. Nice, too much damage to continue, and Brobst is going to come down pit road as well. So that's going to be our 6th caution of the night. The short course racing out here in full effect. So this is continuing to be quite the season opener here. I think it's going to be 10 laps left to go once we get them gridded back up here. As a reminder to the fans, if we take the white flag without incident, we will not use our green-white checker attempts here tonight at 5 flags. That's Johnson and Williams will be on your front row. Pienta and Jack, your second row. as it's going to be 9 laps left to go in this restart. 14 drivers show on the lead lap. We still have 19 out on track. Sean Johnson's going to have his work cut out for him. RJ Williams has been bringing the heat in that number 21. I would not discount Pienta in third or Jack in fourth. As we are green flag racing, Johnson tries to get a good launch. He wants to cover that inside line, goes high, throws a little bit of a block there on RJ Williams. Williams not going to let him off easy. Williams trying to get that machine squared up and down the inside line here. Looks like Devin Jack hungry for a podium. The number 49 machine, he's up side by side with Pienta as they cross the line. Pienta down low, Jack running up high. RJ Williams, Sean Johnson having a battle for the lead. Williams trying to get clear of that 32 machine. Johnson's not going to make it easy. Who's got the tires left in the closing laps here at Five Flags? Williams has them at the line, sets the fastest lap of the race at 16.4. Johnson tucks in behind Williams here. Looks like Pienta locking up third for a little while longer, but Jack still trying to hunt and squeeze into that third place spot. You can also see Hunter Harriet, the number 18 machine. He qualified up front here today in the second place spot. Wants a bit of redemption after that early race incident. You see the sparks sliding as drivers scraping some bodywork, wedging these cars into the asphalt. It's Williams, Johnson, Pienta, 1, 2, 3. Hunter Harriet moving back up into fourth, trying to keep Devin Jack up on the high side. And it looks like, I think that's Scotty Phillips, number 23 machine, looking to the inside line as well. Now with 4 laps left to go, getting ready to make it 3 as Williams comes out of turn 4. Are we going to see a little bit of bumping and grinding? Devin Jack pushes wide there out of 4, tags the outside wall. Maybe in danger of losing a spot here, but no, Jack's on the offensive. Still maintaining that outside line, trying to carry a little bit more speed than Harriet's number 18 machine, but has to be mindful. Scotty Phillips looking for a top 5 in that number 23 machine. White flag will be out next time by for RJ Williams, holding about a half-second gap over the rest of the field here. And you are watching the battle for 4th place back. White flag is out here at Five Flags. Williams makes his way down the backstretch for the final time. Johnson trying to hold on to second as Evan Pienta hungry to grab another spot. But put your hands together. RJ Williams picks up the win, the season opener of the Rescreened LLC Late Model Regional Tour. Sean Johnson bringing it home in second, and Evan Pienta rounds out the top 3. RJ Williams going to grab the podium celebratory photo. And don't forget the fans as well. The fans' choice vote in the description, also linked in the chat, closes at the end of this broadcast. So get those votes in for your favorite driver tonight and help them win some end-of-season prizes. Limit to 1 vote per fan per race. RJ Williams with the Polish victory lap. Looks like we've got Johnson, we've got Pienta. And we're going to start getting these drivers up here to victory lane. We'll start things off with Mr. Evan Pienta, the number 55 machine. Evan, I don't know how you do it, man, in a night where there is carnage everywhere. Still a beautiful, pristine paint job on the 55.
Yeah, for sure. You know, stayed out of harm's way, avoided all the wrecks, and was able to bring it home in the top 3. So.
Now, Evan, it seems like the entire talent pool got a lot deeper coming into our second season. Did you expect to see so many drivers in the top 5 that had anybody's guess on who was going to win it here tonight?
I mean, I kind of had an idea. I mean, we obviously had returners with Sean and Justin, and then with Hunter and RJ coming in and myself, just kind of see exactly how competitive it could get. I just think overall, though, there's going to be a lot of competitive guys in this series this season, and I think what you saw tonight, in terms of the competitiveness up front, will continue on throughout each week.
All right. Well, Evan, it's super cool having you back up here in the top 3, man. Always a pleasure every time we see that 55 machine, and always a very clean and smart looking car. Before I let you go, sign off and celebrate, who you want to give a shout to that helps make it happen here tonight?
I just want to first shout out you for broadcasting the league, Jacob and Dade and all those guys at Spark for running this stuff. Evan Pienta Designs, Epic Machinery, and yeah, all my my buddies in the IUPUI game.
Awesome. Evan, always a pleasure, bud. Good to have you up here, and we wish you the best of luck throughout the season.
Thank you.
That was Evan Pienta bringing home the 3rd place spot. Up next, we've got Mr. Sean Moonpie Johnson. Sean, some laps led, a clean car in the RC Cola Back 32 machine, a season opener with a lot of new people. What more can you ask for here tonight at Five Flags?
Yeah, it was a fun race. A lot of things kind of rolled my way, even though I didn't get a win. I got a really good 2nd place finish, and that felt very good.
Yeah, Sean, it seems like we're seeing 2 different things happening. A lot more new drivers, a very steep talent pool, but also seeing some of you seasoned vets here at the Rescreened LLC Late Model Tour really picking up the pace from last season. Have you been putting in a bunch of laps? Because, I mean, the 32 machine was ripping here tonight.
I can't say I have been that much in the late models. I tend to only race them these Monday nights.
Well, it seems like it works out well for you. What's the plans for the rest of the season? I know we've got Thompson coming up next week. We've got the road course in a few weeks. What's your feelings for how the rest of the season's going to go for you in that car?
I'm hoping I can keep up the podium finishes, or at least top 5s. I felt like last season a lot of the races I had the pace. I just couldn't put a race together to save my life. So hoping to keep things a little bit cleaner, and get some more consistent finishes this season.
Well, it seemed like it worked out well for you. Super cool to have you up here in the top 3. Before I let you go and sign off and celebrate with the rest of the hooligans here, who do you want to give a shout out to that helped make a 2nd place possible for you?
Shout out to Rescreened LLC for putting this series on for us. RC and Moon Pies for keeping me motivated on the track. So.
Well, hey, super cool to have you back up here, Sean. Always a pleasure, bud. And we wish you the best of luck throughout the season.
All right. Thank you.
That was Sean Johnson bringing it home. And 3rd up next, we've got the man, the myth, the legend. Welcome to the top spot, RJ Williams, the number 21. Bit of a roller coaster here tonight. Let us know what it felt like from your point of view.
Well, beginning of the race, I was watching Justin and Hunter play with each other, and then that eventually barely opened the door for me, but I got around that pretty quick. And then right there where the car was sitting in the middle of the racetrack. I changed my mind as to where I was going because I saw him rolling, and then he stopped. So I had already changed my mind, so it might as well just trump on the brakes and hold on. So I got about 30 seconds of damage there. So I rolled around first. I'm like, well, if it's bad, I might see what it is, just how much. So 30 seconds put me at the back of the field, let me trump on the brakes and kind of drive through the chaos there. Kind of made sure I was driving it the same way that I needed to keep the right front on it, and that's not going into corner too hard, and make sure I'm getting nice straight exits. Got past a couple guys, got up there, and those cautions at the end really helped me gain those positions I needed to actually battle for the win. Felt like I was the best car there at the end. I think me turning and getting up off the corner really showed that. But other than that, it was a fun race. 100 laps. Setup was a bit tricky, but finally got my first league win race. and the new late model stock. So proud of myself tonight.
Well, RJ, I mean, the fans were going nuts. I mean, all the way through, that was a ton of fun for us to watch and call that action. I mean, I'm sure it was fun to be wheeling that number 21 machine as well. And you talked about having to go to the back of the pack. How much more nerve-wracking is that, kind of being in the vortex of danger? Historically, you were easily a top 5 driver at the opening half of the race, but now you've got a ton of traffic and a bunch of drivers you're not super familiar with that you have to cut through.
Well, I mean, you can kind of predict how they're going to drive and when they're going to go, and as you're getting to them. So, so long as I just made sure I got it turned and got up off the corner, then they could try to race me on the outside, but they could continue to concentrate on such a thing. I'll get them eventually, but that big wreck helped me gain a lot of spots there. So that's really what. I had some good luck tonight. Let's just say that I finally had some good luck that go on my side to get me in the position that I needed to be to actually go for the W. And it got me the W. I didn't let up. I was driving the shit out of that thing at the end.
Well, RJ, super cool to have you up here in the top spot. The first time, as you said, your first league win. I mean, the fans were going nuts. I was having a great time in the booth. All the drivers, you guys put on quite a show. And for the first time in your iRacing career, and definitely one more of many to come, you've got the privilege, the pleasure, the final send-offs of the night. Who do you want to give a shout to that helped make it happen here tonight at Five Flags?
Shout out to Mr. James Barker 12. He helps us on Lyndon's car. He finished, I don't know, P10, I'm assuming, somewhere around in there. Either way, he made it to the end, ran all 100 laps. So kudos to James for that. We got to get a little bit more speed out of him, but we'll work on that. Grassroots Global, if y'all haven't heard it, I think it's grassrootsglobal.shop.now or something funky like that. Just look it up on Facebook or Twitter, X, and you can see what that's all about. That's where you can get your Landon Huffman merchandise, along with Roger Millington, Connor Dillage, and a few others. Rap Racing, they have been very helpful in bringing me to light on how to drive this vehicle. And now I'm starting to reap the benefits of it. So kudos, thank you so much, Landon and Barbecue and Shane Williamson, Lee Norton, all of them. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I got. And
That's
Jacob and iRacing, iRace Raps, Jacob Hayes. He does all my schemes for me. So anytime you see me in that 21, he's the man that puts it on there for me.
Well, hey, super cool, RJ. Hopefully we have you up here a bunch throughout the more of the season. And again, congratulations, a massive win, the season opener, and some good momentum for you in that 21 machine.
Thanks, sir. I'm going to finish my cigarette now.
Yes, sir. That was a very excited RJ Williams, bringing it home the top spot, the first race of this season. He was accompanied by Mr. Sean Johnson, as well as Evan Pienza, bringing home the third. It was a night of action, cautious, huge pileups. And I want to give a quick shout out to the fans as well, letting us know that they were helping us get the fans' choice vote dialed in. So we did get that open for the fans. Thank you guys so much for participating in that. We'll be giving away some cool awards. Thank you as well to the Spark Racing League for having us out for the Rescreened LLC Late Model Tour. My name has been James East on behalf of Team Goon Squad Broadcasting. Thank you all so much for spending your Monday night with us, and we'll see you same time, same place next week. Have a great night, everybody.